Good morning. My name is Jody, and today I want to talk about dating and New Earth. So, I spent probably 20 to 25 years of my life studying dating and relationships and sex and men and communication, all in the hopes of when I would meet somebody, I would know what I was doing. Kind of like getting my driver's license at 16. You don't jump into a car and automatically know what you're doing. I personally did not want to end up divorced with kids like a lot of people did. Uh, I've had enough previous lives where I ended up by myself with children. So in this lifetime, that was not what I was working on. So as I find myself now in New Earth, firmly planted in New Earth, I have this dilemma of what to do with this information, because it doesn't resonate with me anymore. Everything that I studied was 3D version of dating. Now I can tell you that on New Earth, there'll be a lot of things that will be disappearing. You will not be interested in the casual hookup. If you are firmly planted on New Earth, the thought of being on Tinder or any of those dating sites where it's just for casual hookups, that is definitely a 3D version of dating. New Earth version of dating does not have casual hookup. You do not date for the fun of it. This is strictly my opinion. My opinion is that everything that we have focused on in 3D for dating and relationships isn't going to be there anymore. The reasons that we date in 3D is a lot of times because we are lonely and we are looking to fill that void of loneliness. On New Earth, you don't find yourself as lonely and you're not trying to fill a void. In 3D, you are trying to fill physical needs that you may have. And I believe, and again, this is my opinion only, on New Earth, those physical needs are not as strong. You have conquered a lot of those. Your ego has conquered a lot of those. You're also getting pushed by the media on 3D that casual hookups are great. Sex with somebody you don't know is great. I mean, look at the movies. Every movie or even sitcom or, so many things on TV now, within the first 5 minutes, people are in bed. I mean, it's ridiculous. And that is 3D version of dating. That is not what New Earth version of dating is going to look like. You're not going to put up with somebody who doesn't call you back. You're not going to put up with somebody that doesn't treat you nice. You're not going to put up with someone who is abusive. And those are 3D type of relationships. You get into 3D type of relationships because of needing to fulfill certain needs that will disappear as you move into New Earth. So I had yesterday afternoon, I was feeling very disconnected, and I was kind of having a talk with myself and a talk with my guides of how to be on New Earth, how to enjoy being by myself, which you need to be by yourself in order to do a lot of the work. It's easier to not be distracted if you are by yourself and alone to work through all of these spiritual things that need to be worked through in order to get to New Earth. And so I was sitting here thinking about, how do I wrap my head around being alone and still having connection? And so I decided to go in and meditate on it. And what ended up happening, I guess, was Spirit's way of showing me how I can be alone and have connection at the same time and still be on New Earth, because I'm not physically in a relationship with my divine masculine at this point in time. I don't know if that's ever going to happen in this lifetime. maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's something that's unknown for the future. But in this meditation, I ended up, and again, when I do my meditations, I never know where they're going to take me. I never know what's going to happen. But this particular one took me, as I was like going up my stairs, my divine masculine was behind me, and we ended up on a private plane flying by ourselves to a remote island. And this was a surprise that he was doing for me. And in this meditation, it was the perfect trip. It was the perfect romance. It was the perfect connection. I could feel the connection. I could feel the excitement and what it would feel like to be in that relationship on New Earth. So I guess my point of this is to say it is possible to be in that relationship, and maybe the meditations right now are my way of manifesting that into life. But I can definitely tell you that dating the old way will be gone. You will not be wanting to spend time with people who do not think like you or feel like you, who are not awake like you. And that's one of the bad things, I guess you could say, about moving into New Earth, is you lose a lot of connections. You are not interested in the same things that you were interested in before. You're not interested in shallow, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're different and you like shallow conversations, then you're just different than me. But I have zero desire to be on a dating website where the men seem to only be interested in one thing, and that's a lot of the 3D dating, the quick, let's just get it over with. I want to meet you. I want to come over. I want to do this, whatever. And I'm like, I am just not into that at all. I'm not saying that I wasn't when I was younger, because again, the media plays that to be, like they had the show Sex and the City. They were hooking up with people all the time. That was very prevalent in the 80s and 90s. I don't even remember when it came out. Maybe it was the 2000s. Tell me when Sex and the City came out. But they portrayed that to be exciting, and you were cool if you did that. And all it did was cause people to have a lot of broken hearts. They got into relationships that they shouldn't have. They stayed in relationships longer than they should have because they were trying to fill physical needs or emotional needs or that loneliness. They were trying to fill things that they had not healed yet. Part of the being in New Earth is you have healed a lot of those abandonment issues, the loneliness, and I'm not saying that I have healed all of those problems, but I can see a difference in myself now of where I used to be and where I am now, of what I'm willing to put up with, what I am, you just get to a different place where unsatisfying relationships are not anything you want to be around anymore. So I am curious for you, of those who feel like you are on New Earth already, or you have kind of gone to the other side in the dating department. Are you still dating? Are you finding people in the world that you are connecting with on that physical and mental and emotional aspect that you'll only put up with when you're on New Earth? And, I don't know. I'm just curious. I want to know what other people are experiencing right now when it comes to dating on the New Earth plane, and how you see that happening, and how you see it being different now as versus when you were maybe in your 20s and 30s, or, just dating around for fun. I don't know. I'm interested in hearing what that is, because I have a hard time believing that I studied dating and relationships for 25 years and I'm not going to have anything to do with that information now. So put down below in the comments what your thoughts are. If you think I am totally full of crap, I would love to hear that. If you agree with me, I would love to hear that. If you envision dating and relationships on New Earth differently than I do, I would like to hear that, because I would like to figure out how to manifest that type of relationship. And at this moment in time, it only seems to be happening in my meditations, because I can't seem to figure out how to bring that into 3D. Anyway, let me know what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.